What is going on YouTube? Joe here with Colonation Media, bringing you yet another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle today against Hunter. I got this battle over Twitter, so I'll be sure to put his Twitter link in the description below. Believe he also has a YouTube channel, so I'll put that in the description below as well. And if by some chance I forget, feel free to remind me in the comment section below. Now anyway, today I'm bringing you a mixed tier battle, so we've got Pokemon from all over the place. You know, just about every tier is represented here. Before we get into explaining those teams though, I just want to remind you guys that as long as we've reached that magical number of 50 likes on this video, I will continue those double daily Wi-Fi battle uploads for you guys and all of that fun stuff. Fun. Exciting. I don't know, who am I kidding? So, just some interesting teams here. Look how colorful his team is though. Just glance at it. Just take a little gander. There's the reds and the greens and the blues and the grays. They're everywhere. And it's pretty. I don't know what's wrong with me sometimes. You guys are probably thinking the same thing, like, what does it matter with this person? Why do I watch his videos? So the first thing I noticed is that he has mostly special attackers. I mean, he's got a couple of Pokemon in Goodra, Greninja, and Sceptile that can all run physical sets pretty decently. You know, Greninja can use the Protean thing to his advantage, and Sceptile's got Swords Dance. If he really wants to use it, he can get the Drain Punch and the Leaf Blade. And Goodra has some pretty decent attacking moves with Power Whip and stuff like that, but mostly these Pokemon are special, so that's something I need to watch out for. He's also got the Mega Gardevoir and the Ampharos, and what other Pokemon did I not mention? The Typhlosion. So they typically like to run Scarf or Specs, but most of the time, regardless, they are choiced. So I will be watching out for that. On my side, I'm bringing Greninja. It's been such a long time since I brought a Greninja, so Shinobi's making his return. We've got Typhlosion as well, so we've got two Pokemon in common there right off the bat. Scrafty, Donphan Muck, and Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl obviously is going to be my Mega for this battle, so we'll see how things go here. We will see how things go. Now, anyway, Hunter is issuing a challenge. He's going to be leading off with his Sceptile, I believe, as I lead off with Shinobi, that beautiful, shiny Greninja. He does indeed lead off with the Sceptile nickname Blade, which is a pretty cool nickname. I'm going to go straight for the U-turn. Going to turn into a bug type due to Protean and all of that good stuff, and I actually get a crit on the first turn as he decides to stay in. And I think that may have mattered. I know Sceptile's pretty frail, but I am running a minus attack nature in Timid, and I have no investment in physical attack. I know I get the stab, you know, with the Protean ability and everything, but that being said, I don't know. I just feel like that crit could have mattered. If it is, or if it did, rather, I'm sorry because it was, I don't know how game-breaking it was, but, you know, nobody likes that kind of stuff. So I go into my Scrafty here on the U-turn, and I'm going to switch into my Muck because that is a bad matchup with Gardevoir here. Could just hit me with a Moonblast or a Hyper Voice or a Dazzling Gleam, whatever it's running, and that would absolutely just destroy my life because I'm 4 times weak to it. So Muck can take that very well. The problem is that I cannot take a Psychic very well. I am a Special Wall. I have max Special Defensive Investment, and I decided to stay in here because I don't have a switch in. I could have predicted the Psychic, but that was really risky, trying to go back into Scrafty, and then after that I would still get killed off, so there was no point in doing that. I do go for the Toxic after surviving a crit Dazzling Gleam and a Stab Psychic. Actually, both those moves are stabbed from a Mega Gardevoir. That's absolutely incredible. Muck is Muck. Muck, not Mulk. He's not Mulk, but he has the bulk. And he survived those attacks somehow. I don't know how it worked. I really don't. I don't even understand. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. I don't know what's going on right now. But I do get the Toxic off. I get some residual damage, which is great. I'm going to come in here with my Typhlosion, hit him up with an Eruption, and it really doesn't do as much damage as I thought it would. Mega Gardevoir is pretty bulky on the special side after Mega Evolving. So the Toxic doesn't quite take it out, and I'm actually going to switch out here into Scrafty, a very risky move, predicting the Psychic. And thankfully, they go for it, because if he went for the Dazzling Gleam, I would be screwed. But the reason I did that was because it would waste his turn, and he would die to the Toxic damage, and I wanted to have Scrafty out here, so he's going to go into his Fireball and go for the Flamethrower. He outspeeds. I know a lot of times these things like to run Scarf, so I'm not entirely sure what it's running. I'm just going to knock it off Whatever it is, just knock it off. It's going to be a charcoal, actually. Not a choice item, which is fine. Flamethrower is going to do a little bit less damage this time. And I'm able to get a Drain Punch off, and it still doesn't quite kill this thing. Now, I was not able to get a Dragon Dance up, but I'm not entirely positive if I would outspeed even after the Dragon Dance. So I'm going to switch out here, thinking I probably won't survive another Flamethrower, even with that charcoal knocked off. So I'm going to switch into Aerodactyl to take that, who can take that pretty nicely. Well, actually not too nicely for it being a resisted hit. But I am going to Mega Evolve here. And that is great because Mega Aerodactyl is going to do a number on his team. Now, I can go straight for the Hone Claws, and that's actually what I'm going to do. I know I can survive another Flamethrower, no problem. It is a resisted hit. And judging by how much damage it did before, I feel pretty safe. I just need to hope he doesn't get a crit or a burn, but he actually has the Thunder Punch, so like mixed Typhlosion. That is really cool. But even with that Thunder Punch being super effective and everything, it still is not enough to kill this Mega Aerodactyl, so that is great news for me. Stone Edge gets rid of the Typhlosion, which is fantastic, and with that Hone Claws up, he really doesn't have anything that can touch me. I'm going to go for the Stone Edge again as the Greninja comes in, and I was actually a little bit worried that he might outspeed, but I am running a Jolly Nature on this thing, so there should be no way that Greninja is going to outspeed me. In comes the Cupcake Ampharos, which I know is not the Mega because Gardevoir was the Mega, and Gardevoir already went down. I'm going to go for a Roost here, predicting an Electric-type move. He actually has the Zap Cannon, and he's going to connect on the first turn, which is crazy. It has 50% accuracy. So he gets the power. I should have just went for the Stone Edge. That was a mistake on my part. He's going to finish me off with a super effective Power Gem, because why not? Why not? That was just a very interesting turn of events there, but he does get rid of the Mega Aerodactyl. I'm going to go into my Donphan because I really don't think he has too much that he can do to me. He could go for the Dragon Pulse, but he's not going to get Stab off of it since he's not Mega. And I can Earthquake him. That does a lot of damage. Ampharos is very bulky, so even an Earthquake is not going to take him out. And yeah, you can go for the Dragon Pulse. But somehow I outspeed this thing. How often do you see Donphan outspeeding anything? He's just like a big armored snail. He's not really a snail, but he's as slow as a snail. And Ampharos is slower than a snail, so he goes down to that Earthquake. Out comes Alvis the Goodra. I really like the nicknames, by the way, man. Very cool. So I'm going to go for the Ice Shard because that's really the only thing that I can go for here. He's going to outspeed me and kill me off. I figured it would be Ice Beam. That is indeed what he goes for, and there's no way I can survive that. My special defense is actually pretty pitiful. To be honest, I'm very bulky on the physical side, not so much on the special, so I can go right into Shinobi after this, though. And there's not much he can do to stop me from going for an Ice Beam. I get the stab off of that thanks to Protean, so it's going to do a lot of damage even to a Goodra, who is so bulky on the special side. He's going to go for the Flamethrower, predicting that, and it does a lot of damage, but somehow I survive it. And this must be like a defensive Goodra. I don't know. Maybe it's like an Assault Vest variant. I'm not entirely certain, but yeah, somehow Shinobi survived that super effective Flamethrower. I mean, I guess it's not Stab, but regardless, the Goodra goes down to another Ice Beam. So that is going to be the match, and that was a lot of fun to see these different Pokemon getting some action. And the Zap Cannon Ampharos, that was pretty cool, to be honest. That really caught me off guard. And then, you know, complementing that with Power Gem. Speaking of which, Power Gem is not a bad idea to go on Ampharos, especially on Battle Spot. Mega Ampharos with Power Gem. Goodbye Talonflame. You resist both your stabs now, and you're just going to die to a Power Gem in the first turn. Well, I guess you don't even really need to do that. I guess that's unnecessary because Volt Switch probably would kill Talonflame anyway. I guess that's unnecessary. It's a little bit redundant as far as the coverage goes, but it's a cool idea. It's a cool idea. It does have decent coverage against fire types as well, so I guess if you have trouble with fire types, go with the Power Gem. I don't know. I have no idea what I am blabbering on about right now, but that is going to be it for this time, guys. Thank you very much for watching, as always, and do not forget to give this video that thumbs up if you enjoyed it, because it does help out a lot, and I will see you guys for the next battle, but until then, game on.